Greetings and welcome back to Switch to Linux. We had a happy cat. Happy cat, purring cat. How's everybody doing today on this wonderful Friday evening on this weekly news roundup? Decided I'd invert my microphone today because last time we had this giant with the green screen microphone coming out of the news article. I guess, I don't know, it looked kind of weird. So anyway, let me make sure the microphone is fixed in its position from moving around the kitty. But, you know, it was just too cute. Right, kitty? If I had the other one, she'd be like meowing us a song, you know. All right, let's see. We got some comments on. Greetings, everybody who is here. Arthur Thing, what's up with YouTube notices? I don't know. Says scheduled for 2 hours, 2 a.m., December 7th. That might be whatever your time zone is set at, though. So it'll give you the time it starts on the time zone according to where your location is. And the timing should be accurate, though. The countdown clock. You're next to your transaction data and such. Yeah. We'll get into that bank stuff in a little bit. Hello, Quint Berkeley. Hello, Leo. Greetings. All the stupid people keep on pinning. Yep. Got Linux. How's it going there? Did not miss this one. Very good. Greetings. Bruce Scott is covering Moonbase Alpha. Watch out. We saw some weird activity there when I was monitoring it last. So be careful on that Moonbase. All right. Let's see. We got Mitchell on. How's it going there? Bruce Scott, hello again. Something for Kitty to chase. That's right. The Frosty Flake is here. Oh, Kitty. I got a mouse. You want to chase the mouse? Want the mouse? He's like, of course I want the mouse. I want the mouse, man. I want the mouse. All right. Let's see. Pizza. Pizza's working on Patreon and merch. So if you want to help support Pizza Loving Nerd, he's getting a Patreon page getting ready. So go check him out when it's up. I'm not sure. Is that up yet? I don't think it's up yet, but Jeff Hope, hello. I think Jeff Hope might have given us our feature privacy article. I think I included a couple from you and a couple from Vince on here as well. If Vince jumps on. Hello, Penguin Revolution. Mint Mobile is working better than Verizon outside of the city. I'm not surprised. I have half of a mind to switch my phone to Mint Mobile now and just be like, I'm done with it, done with Verizon, because it'll probably save me a little bit of money if I do that, but I don't know for sure. Hello, Dan Kelly. I think you need a Mint Mobile affiliate link. Yeah, I don't think they don't do affiliates, but they do have a link where if you sign up using my link, I can get account credit, but I can't get that until I set the phone up. Oh, that might be something you want to do, though, if you get back into it or anything. Visiting, or, you could put that as a way to support you on your phone build, too, which would be actually a neat affiliate type link for doing a phone ROM OS. Visiting the pizza base on Neptune OS. Very good. Kitty likes a mouse. That's right. Oh, Kitty, you want a mouse? You want a mouse, Kitty? You want a mouse? You want a mouse? You want a mouse? Of course he wants a mouse. Aww. Quit subs video. Yes, I did. What is a Mint Mobile? Mint Mobile is a prepaid T-Mobile, and it is one of the few I know of that does not throttle your hotspotting, and otherwise it works really well, but it's dirt cheap. It's actually quite amazing. You can actually pick up your starter cards at Best Buy. They're still on sale at Best Buy in my local town for $45. Which is, so for $45, that's 3 months of 8 gigabytes of data a month, unlimited talk, unlimited text, and free calls to Canada and Mexico. And then you can get 3 gig, 8 gig, and I think 20 gig. 3 is way more than I use. Hello there, Yu-Gi-Oh! Greetings. Hello, Anna Rita. How are you? Got pajamas ready and for how banks want to poke on my business. That's right. Time to start video editing. All right. So, is it about time to get in? We only have 30 guys on. Should we wait for a few more folks to show up, or should we just go ahead and get started? 32. We got 32. 32 counter. Do I have a 35? Do we see a 35? 35. Do we see a 35? 35. Going once, going twice, and sold for 32. They do have a proper affiliate link program too. Well, I think I'm going to have to go over there and check them out then. That sounds good to me. All right, some people still use SMH. All right. I do have Hex Chat on. You might have to remind me to pull it up every now and again. Is the live stream starting? Yes. Hello, Zach here on Hex Chat. Greetings. I'm over there on as STL today because this computer doesn't boot up with my actual correct name. I gotta fix that, but oh well. And let's see. I think let's go ahead. Oh man, we lost one. Man. We're down to 31. We're down to 31. We gotta wait. We gotta wait for someone else to show back up, and then we'll get on with it. No, we won't wait for that. Well, the show must go on, as Roger Waters thus sings. The show must go on. Actually, I think that was Gilmore singing on that particular song, but you know. Let's go ahead and jump on into the privacy news, shall we? Where's my privacy news? I don't know what is the fate of PIA yet, so we'll figure it out. I don't have Hex Chat on Ubuntu budget yet. Hey, no big deal. YouTube things. I just put that up. I forget to check it more often than not, but it's there for people who do not want to sign up with a Google account. So I get that. All right, let's go ahead and get started, shall we? I'm gonna cue my screens up. Welcome back to Switch to Linux. This is the weekly news roundup on the privacy edition. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you'd like to catch the show live. Today, we are talking about several articles, two shows with a lot of articles on each one, and I forgot to pull my whole article list up right in easy visibility. I'm not sure why I did that. Let me go ahead and fix this. I'm going to restart the show. Sounds good to me. Let's just kill that one. All right. It's like I knew I was forgetting something. It's like the articles are pulled up. It's just I didn't have my my queue in line so I can see what they are in sequence. All right, let's get started for real this time. How's that sound? Welcome back to Switch to Linux. Unspecified error while recording. Thanks, OBS. Take three. Third time's a charm, right? Welcome back to Switch to Linux. This is the weekly news roundup and the privacy edition. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you'd like to join along. And today, we're looking at several different privacy articles from all over the place, all over the country, all over the world, all over the tech world. All sorts of crazy stuff that's making you want to go and wrap yourself in tinfoil. So let's go ahead and jump on in. If you want to help support the channel, check a look at switchtolinux.com/support. I have links there to my supporter pages, which right now is thinklifemedia.com, which is my own personal support page. There is Patreon, there's a PayPal link, merch, and affiliates. And I will be figuring out and adding some more affiliates down the road here. Still looking into the better ones and thinking about that. So you can always check those pages because those will be the most up-to-date as we go. So let's go ahead and dive on in. Now, of course, we all knew this was coming because it starts to slowly creep in. And now the Homeland Security proposes, for security purposes, safety of all of our people, facial scans for U.S. citizens. Now, this is just a continuation on what was going on with... Whoa, I got a kitty that wants to go. There you go, buddy. All right, so this is a continuation on with the scanning people's faces as you come into the country. So this isn't like you're walking down the street, you're going to be stopped by Homeland Security and be scanned, kind of like a Minority Report type thing. This is going to be a situation where traveling, and I'm not sure if it said it was domestic as well, but certainly anybody coming into the country from foreign countries, no matter the circumstance, they're proposing to do a facial scan. So yes, this is just continuing on. You know, it started with, we're not going to scan anybody who's not a U.S. citizen. Don't worry, your rights are here. And that was only like a few months ago. And then Delta down in Atlanta, Georgia, sorry, Quint, they decided they're going to test this out with doing the facial scans down there on about everybody here and there. And now it's like, no, we just want to collect everybody's facial scans. Yeah, remind me not to fly the friendly skies. So they keep on pulling it back, guys, and we need to fight back somehow. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to be, but yeah, Homeland Security would now like to scan all of our faces on all flights. I can't remember if this was domestic flights or just international flights. But it was pretty much everybody coming in on international for sure. All right, next is we have this fun vulnerability. I just did not have enough to have a separate security section, but this was definitely a good one, and it does contain some privacy stuff. This is a Android hack called Strandhog, which was originally actually disclosed. I forget who originally disclosed this to Google, and the people who originally disclosed it, Google's like, we don't, this is nothing. But it ended up being something major. So what Strandhog enabled you to do is to take advantage of an issue with the background tasks up to the most recent, most patched Androids. This isn't something, I don't care, I'm not running KitKat anymore, you know? And this system works for all 500 most popular apps. Basically what happens is the malicious application is going to get installed to your Android device, and when you click on the application that you think you're loading, it's going to bypass that one and load up a mock version of the application instead, and request, of course, that you're going to have to sign into it again or turn on permissions again, and that's kind of how you can spot that you have it. Now, you get this by installing applications, and yes, you can install applications from the the Google Play Store. So none of the apps on the Play Store are known to contain this, but several apps on the Play Store are side-loadable apps, or like they're download apps. In other words, you download it to go download it. For example, on F-Droid, there's no specific application to download Firefox specifically, but there is the Firefox updater, which will go and install Firefox for you by going and downloading it separately. That's the type of thing. So you download an app, and it goes and downloads the malicious app, and then that overwrites your app. And if you have your thing loaded, so like Facebook, we'll use an example. Why you'd use Facebook is beyond me, but suppose you're using Facebook and then you minimize it to go do something else. Once it's down in that task, you pull up Facebook again, and instead of pulling up Facebook, it pulls up a fake app made to look like Facebook, and then asks you to log in again, and then you have just given all of your information to the hacker. So this comes from these sideload apps and things like this. And this is why, guys, F-Droid is far safer than the Google Play Store. At least those are audited by two separate security and privacy companies before going out into your phone. Google Play is just like, hey! Google Play is about as easy to moderate the content as it is to moderate the content on YouTube. In other words, it ain't happening, Bubba. So if you're thinking that the Google Play Store is going to keep you safe because that's what they tell you, you have another thing coming. That's not going to keep you safe. All right, this one I believe came from Vince. Thanks, Vince, for this one. From TechSpot Australia, now using AI cameras to identify drivers and using phones. So the idea here is that they have facial ID cameras that are constantly scanning, and if the camera picks you up on a phone, the first time it sees that, it's going to send you a nasty warning. Our HAL 9000 in Sector 32B on 123 Sydney Street or whatever has detected you. This is your only warning. And then it picks you up again. It's going to start sending you fines. So definitely the one place where you are going to want to use the fines is if you are stuck in the future and you do not know how to operate the 3 seashells. Just drive by the cameras with these. It's going to spit out a lot of fines for you, and you don't have to use the 3 seashells. But that being said, that aside, the idea here is that the camera is going to track you down. It's going to look at your face. It's going to look at your car, and it's going to send you the first one. It's going to be, let's see. So for the first 3 months, drivers caught using their phones will only receive a warning, only for 3 months. But after that period, they will be hit with a $344 Australian dollar fine, which is $233 in US, and 5 penalty points. You guys, Vince, you're from this area. What is your penalty point scoring sound like? Like here in the States, you can get points on your license. I believe if you have 5, you'll lose your license. So what's the point numbers? Let us know in the comments there. And if you're in a school zone, you get 10 penalty points and 309. So basically, they said 329 people have died in New South Wales roads so far this year. The government said that independent modeling shows cameras could prevent 100 serious and fatal crashes across 5 years. The concern is the courts will be overwhelmed by drivers disputing their fine. So all you need is that AI lawyer thing that's going to fight the court on your behalf and spit out the thing. So that's it. So, and I'm seeing here in my comments from people living in the area, 13 points is the loss of license. So you get caught once in a school zone, once without a school zone, no more driving for you, Bubba. So keep your eyes on the road. Of course, in there, you are allowed to use a hands-free set, I believe. This is actually funny here. Most places, you can talk as long as you're on a hands-free. In Texas, you cannot talk even with a hands-free set if you're driving through a school zone. Last time I was driving through Texas. All right, on to TechCrunch. Apple says the ultra-wideband technology is why newer iPhones appear to share location data even when the setting is disabled. What? Yes, when you disable location settings, you're still getting the notification, the location notification up in the bar. Of course, guys, you toggled the button wrong. Really, guys, this is Apple. You've toggled the button wrong, people. Stop toggling the button wrong. You got to toggle the button right. Okay, so what they're basically saying is that apparently they're saying there is this area that, this was interesting. So there are areas you're not allowed to collect location data on. And so they're collecting location data to make sure you're not in the area you can't collect location data on. Huh. Interesting. And even if you have it all toggled off, it's still doing it. This is the one where Krebs on security sent them a message saying, hey, what's going on here? And that's basically, it's a feature. Ultra-wideband technology is an industry standard technology and is subject to international regulation, regulatory requirements that require it to be turned off in certain locations. iOS uses location services to help determine if an iPhone is in these prohibited locations in order to disable ultra-wideband and comply with regulations. So we're using location services to make sure you're not in the area that location services cannot be turned on. Guys, you've toggled it wrong. Just leave it at that. You've toggled it wrong. And to be fair, there is two different types of mapping going on here. They have to use the one to make sure you're not. I don't know. Let's just turn it all off. Turn it all off. I did figure out on iOS 12, yes, you can toggle it wrong. I kept on getting pop-up stuff. It's like the things like you need to turn off notifications. I did turn off notifications. I went back in, turned on the notifications. I had to go through every single little setting and toggle every button off and then toggle off the master. So I did toggle the button wrong. So we're going to see the same thing. You've toggled it wrong. Oh, Apple. Well, Ring, every single week, to quote Level 1 News on their news that dropped today, every single week we're getting out Ring stuff, and it just looks more and more dystopian every single day. So Ring, for a good period of time, like at least a good year, Ring let police view a map of video doorbell installations for over a year. This is pretty specific. There's one of them down here on Flickr Lane. There's two of them right down here. One off of Flickr Lane down here and one right at the corner of Flickr and is it Sigwald? Yes, that is Sigwald. Where is Kirchhoff, Flickr, and Sigwald? Anybody tell me where that is? So basically they had the ability to track all these down. So there's all this, they can't tell where it is. It's anonymized video, all this kind of stuff. They know, guys. Stop putting NSA surveillance stuff on there. Turn off that telly screen because, guys, it ain't the government that's forcing this stuff on us. This is not 1984. This is Brave New World. We're doing this to ourselves. Stop. Wake up. Don't put internet-connected cameras that the government has access to on the front of your doors, people. This is insanity. All right, from TechCrunch. Now even the FBI is warning you about your smart TV security. You know, when the FBI starts warning you about the spying going on you, we have walked into a time warp, people. I'm telling you, we're in a time warp. We're in a time warp. So the FBI is now issuing warnings about your smart TVs. They say, beyond your risk, the TV manufacturer and app developers may be listening or watching you. Yes, beyond the people who developed the thing watching it. The television can also be a gateway for hackers into your home. A bad cyber actor may not be able to access your locked down computer directly, but it is possible that your insecure TV can give him or her an easy backdoor into your router. So in other words, you might have the best router system that there is in the world. But if your TV is connected to the internet and is full of security malware, and these things are not exactly kept up to date and have the most superior security technology in them, they get into that, they can now backdoor into every other device that you have. So they're saying down here to make sure that your software is up to date and all this kind of stuff. I have an extra tip that the FBI didn't think of. Don't buy a smart TV. That's right. That's right. We don't need internet connected TVs, people. We really don't. You're much safer getting a Roku or some other thing, or, if you're into the Linux stuff, get yourself a Raspberry Pi and put Kodi on it. I'm not sure if it does Netflix yet. I think I want to test that. I want to see if I can get Netflix working on a Kodi box or something. But regardless, I think that it's better to not have a television with all that embedded. It's the same reason I don't want a router modem combination. I want to have a degree of separation. If I suspect something goofy is going on, let's just pull this thing off the internet. Or here's a better bet. If you don't need it always on, pull that thing off the network the times you don't need it. And then you just have a dumb TV that you can still watch stuff with. It's just a little bit different. Oh boy. Well, on to our feature story of the day, and that is that banks can now start collecting the data that we have. Now, I used to do business with PNC before they lost their ever-loving minds, and they were one of the first banks to start doing this, and I started noticing it. And they'd give you you can opt out of the program here. Otherwise, whenever whatever you're spending, we're going to sell it out there to give you relevant ads in your online banking portal. People, do you not recognize that putting internet ads onto a web page is a way of potential security vulnerabilities? Do I run those? Yes, I do, unfortunately, because I do have to pay some bills. But there's places I would not put them. A banking portal is one of them, but they try and do it. And then, of course, they're trying to sell the coupons. They're trying to sell your name to companies to send you advertisements. I cannot say it any better or any clearer. Use cash for everything you can. Use cash for everything you can. Okay? What they're basically doing now, of course, PNC started doing this, but then other banks have started to pick it up. So let me actually read some of this article because it's quite fascinating. Google and Facebook, of course. Now, here's a side note, is that your credit card data, Google and Facebook have over 70% of that data. So anytime you swipe your card, Google and or Facebook is getting that data. You can assume that. Now banks want to turn their data that already have on your spending habits into extra revenue by identifying likely customers for retailers. Banks are increasingly aware that they could be sitting on a gold mine of information that can be used to predict or sway where you spend. Historically, such data has been used mostly for fraud protection. Suppose you were to treat yourself. I have a really hilarious story on fraud protection. Okay, this is great. So I had that PNC card, and I was living out west. And PNC is an Eastern bank because I got the PNC account here, and I used it as my backup account when I was out west. So literally, I take a trip out to California, and I had a computer LCD screen broke. And we're getting ready to go to Yosemite like the next couple days. From my friend's house, I called a out-of-country screen manufacturer in Vancouver. I had them overnight a screen to me at my friend's house using my card. No flags at all. Nothing. No flags. They shipped the screen. They took the money, all this kind of stuff. Cool. No big deal. Must have been about, when was it? I think it was about 3 or 4 weeks later. No, it was 2 or 3 months later. I don't use the card a whole lot, but I had a lot of money in there, not a lot in my other account. So I go up to the local Walmart that's 1 mile from my house, and I, swipe my card on a $25 purchase. And I'm heading out because we bought some stuff over there, and we're heading out, and I'm heading out to, we're going to Salt Lake City with a friend. And so we're like, yeah, we'll just stop and use this card for gas because it's got a card. Won't take the card. Like, really? I'll use the other cards instead. So we continue on. We get to Salt Lake City. I get a phone call at 6 in the morning. Hey, we've identified some potential fraud. Did you make this order? Oh, the Walmart one from 1 mile from my house? How'd you put that one together? And it makes us like, okay, you're using this for fraud protection. So this is a card I barely ever use. I used a card to overnight a screen from an out-of-country place to somebody's address that's not on file anywhere attached to my address. That's in fact over 1,000 miles from where I live. No flags. You flagged the purchase at the Walmart 1 mile away from my billing address. Oh my Lord. Yeah, it's insanity. Anyway, suppose you treat yourself to lunch on Cyber Monday, the business online shopping day of the year, and you order ahead at Chipotle's, paying, of course, with your credit card. You might soon find your bank is dangling 10% off lunch at Little Caesars. The bank would earn some fees from the pizza joint, both for showing the offer and for processing the payment. Oh, joy. Wells Fargo began customizing retail offers for individual customers on November 21st, joining Chase Bank, Bank of America, PNC, SunTrust, and a slew of other smaller banks. Unlike Google or Facebook, which try to infer what you're interested in buying in. See, they don't even have that information right, because Google and Facebook actually have this data as well. The data for MasterCard, which will include some of your banking data. They have access to that. So this is crazy stuff, people. This is crazy stuff. Crazy town. So yeah, they're grabbing more of our data and more of our data and more of our data, more and more. Guys, use a credit union if you can. They generally are a little bit better. Use cash for everything you can, and use those cards as seldomly as possible, which includes the online payment systems, which link to your cards, all these different things. They're tracking everything we're doing. They don't like the cash because it prevents them from knowing what you're doing. Okay. In fact, if you're using a Shoppers Club card at the grocery store, they even know exactly what you're buying. This is how bad it is. Use cash. They can know how much you're spending. They don't know what you're doing with it. This is serious, people. You got to take some work with this. All right, so let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right. Thank you for that super chat, Jeff Hope. And thank you also for that article. I think Jeff sent that article to me. That was definitely a excellent article and a very frightening thing. All right, let's go up and check on our comments. I'm in a strange situation. New PC came with a defective motherboard. Repair is simple. It's on warranty, but the part is the other side of the country. Can they ship it to you? Or like, what's the protocol? If it's under warranty and stuff, I would probably let them deal with it unless it's going to keep you from using the thing for weeks at a time. That's my thought, but I don't know the whole situation there. Be annoying to get fixed. Okay, so there's a little bit more information. It'll be annoying to get fixed, taking 12 days for the part to come with a repair that could take 15 seconds. That's insane. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has 2 new videos up. Check out Yu-Gi-Oh! Master 88's channel. All right, Penguin Revolution, not much. Setting up merch and Patreon, trying to get all the designs to look good on the t-shirts. I'm late for a very important date. Very important news update. There you go. All right. White rabbit lately? Take the red pill. Swear, why the company does this instead of maintaining local stashes of high-end parts nearby? Yeah, I don't know. Private air travel. Get plastic surgery after flying. There you go. Yeah. That's all we need. Just plastic surgery places let up right inside the airports. You can get off the plane or just wear a disguise. Get off the plane, tear your disguise off. Swap your disguise between every connecting flight. Right now, you have to take a picture on a kiosk when coming into the country so the officers can match it to your passport. I'm not surprised that facial scans were proposed. Yeah. So you know they will want a blood sample, a lock of your hair, and a saliva sample. That's right. Technology for those cameras is actually quite impressive. We'll work on moving vehicles and freeways as well. Yeah. Get points on your license for looking at your phone while driving in Georgia. Wow. Driving with a phone where I live can leave you in jail. Wow. See, we don't have it too bad then, do we? All restaurants are Taco Bell in the future. That is right. That is right. Get yourself some tacos. Fine, listen, and backing up. Yep. Self up to 10 points once. Is it easy to get points there, or are you just that bad of a driver? How often do the points clear? Let Elon do the driving. No, thank you. Elon cannot even type right. Come on, man. One is off to music lessons with the wife. The other's at daddy care. There you go. Apple always makes me laugh. Yep. Hello, Hunter One. Greetings to you. It's 4 days, 4 different things. Most of the day at night working for clients, bending over backwards. Yeah. Live the law is skittish about hands-free stuff. I know some places where you cannot use it even if it's hands-free. They say it distracts you the same. There's some people argument that. Ha ha ha, he doesn't know the 3 seashells. Oh. What's up, buddy? Want to say? Sing us a song? Want to sing us a song? No? He's like, dude, don't do that. Using FOSS Android build is way more private than an iPhone. Yes. We got a cat. I got a fuzzy snake. I think there's a real good way to turn off notifications even on Lineage. I don't know. Well, yeah, I mean, it depends. Like, the latest Nextcloud's annoying as all get out. I had to turn off all notifications for that. Ring maps are actually useful for criminals to avoid those houses, yeah. Need to copy the ring map so I know which houses to avoid, yeah. Uh-oh, you got a ring. Uh-oh. They know everything. We toys see everything. Public mainstream already. I believe stuff is much more worse than we know now. I mean, the government has some stuff to de-anonymize everything. All right. Congress is busy at the moment and not able to pass any privacy laws. Please leave a message at the beep. That's right. We're busy attempting to continuously try to impeach the same guy we've been trying to impeach before he even took office because we don't like him. Please leave a message. Beep. Oh, boy. No. Way too lenient to let clients walk all over me. Yeah. 1, open the TV. 2, desolder microphones, Wi-Fi antennas, cameras. 3, put it all back together. There you go. Talk real tough, but deep down, just a big fluffy teddy bear. Picked up an 860 Evo SSD today, so I feel like a kid in a jar of chocolate chip cookies. Nice. No non-smart TVs anymore. You can unplug the Wi-Fi antennas, but they're still monitors, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. You might be able to find one. You might have to look for it for a while. Or, you know what? Here's a thought. Just buy a computer monitor. Hardware-based video decoding on any Linux web browser. Watching Netflix on Raspberry Pi will perform poorly. We'll see what I can do. Started to believe it's futile to try to escape the data collection because are idiots that can share your data without your consent. Yeah, well, I'll do the best I can. Five distros on 128 gigabyte SSD so far. Probably do a 6. The other day I went to the bank, was told that I needed my debit or Vita card, I guess ID card. And I said, lady, can I just show you 2 pieces of ID and withdraw the money? She said, sure. Oh, boy. Reason I use ad block, no exceptions. They cannot serve me personalized ads if they cannot serve me any ads at all. Yep. Use cash and buy gold. Don't get a savings account. Gold's not good though for long-term investing. If the whole economy tanks, nobody cares about a block of gold. They care about water, you care about food, you care about gas, you care about bullets. That's what you want in a tragedy. Thank you again for that super chat, Jeff. Okay, I've had something similar to my debit card. However, it was a local grocery store, then a Walmart. Yeah. Indian casino started selling transaction data decades ago. Not surprised. The other day, I went to the store and the lady said, paying with cash? I said, oh, cash is my best friend. She starts yelling, and I laugh, but to her, all because she's messing out not using cash. Yeah. Using credit unions since I was 16. Don't ask how old I am now. All right. How old are you now? Okay. I think cash is about to become something that is not accepted anymore. Yeah. Here in the States, it's in the Constitution. Well, parts of the Constitution. It's not Constitution. I think it's embedded in the federal law that they need to accept cash at least for most critical things. There's some weirdness and questionability in the laws, but I'm not worried at this point in time. There's enough competition. If you stop taking my cash, I'll just go other places, you know. Hello, Maverick. Greetings. Drive really well. So well, I don't believe in speed limits. Sometimes. Had to behave for 3 years before the points clear. Yeah. One time I went to the grocery store and saw a lady paying milk with a Visa card. Yeah. Well, how about people using their Visa cards to buy a candy bar out of a vending machine? It's like, really? Been told to drive like a prepper. As a prepper, I think you mean. The Ring hack is coming soon. Yeah, probably. No, it's a feature. It's a Ring feature. Start page these days. Mostly I'm using DuckDuckGo these days. Friends drive me. They will make fun because I drive according to the speed limits and signs. Yep. Wondering why aren't computers built in a Faraday cage? Yeah, you know. Haven't banks always been doing this? Not really. All right, let's go ahead and jump on over to our next section of the news, over to our corporatocracy. Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. This is the business edition. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like to come on around and watch the show live, or you can just watch these little edited clips. Today, if you want to help support the channel, head on over to switchedtolinux.com/affiliates. If you're doing your Amazon shopping for the Christmas season, definitely consider using my Amazon link, which you'll find here or in the description of this video. That's a great way to help support the channel. And if you're buying stuff anyway, hey, you may as well support some of your creators, right? So, the Librem 5 phones have started to ship. Sort of. They're not really phones. They can't make phone calls. And you can't take pictures with them. It's a $700 completely neutered microcomputer. I guess that's cool enough, but, you know, I really want this to be a thing, but when you pull out a lot of valid criticisms, and I got a lot of pushback and people on the last Librem 5 video I did, which honestly, that video is something, I didn't do that video for a long time, but I knew people that used to work there, and they were telling me the same stuff as I was reading some of those articles. You raise a question, you get fired. The one guy I was working with, he came in one day, half the team was fired. It was insane. It was crazy. And so I did the video about that and a lot of the other issues. Well, now they've just started shipping their phones, and so you can see these kind of pictures here. So it's modular. That's the good thing. You can get the batteries. I mean, there's a lot of decent parts about the setup. But what the Librem 5 isn't yet? Well, first of all, it's not really a phone. There is no audio when attempting to place a phone call. The cameras also don't appear to work yet. Installing and opening Cheese. Cheese is a very basic Linux application, of course, installed by default many applications. I just get a message saying there's no device found, so it can't find the camera. There's effectively no power management, so the battery does not last long at all, and it takes a long time to charge. So, also there's other things like the charging LED does not light up if the phone power is off. So, you gotta know for a fact it's charging. That probably also means that the components that keep the battery from overcharging and hurting itself probably don't work as well. So if you have one of these, monitor it and don't let it charge longer than it has to, would be my general advice. Now, of course, people said, well, they're getting a prototype. No, this is not a working prototype. This is a phone, remind you. A working prototype would have a phone that you can make phone calls on. It might be buggy, it might be clunky, but it should. And then, of course, they have what it is already. This was a hilarious one. It certainly looks like a phone. This is the lock screen. So yeah, it looks like a phone. Looks slick. So that's fine. And I really like the thing down here. It's like they were saying it looks great. Let's see, where's that line at? It was really funny. They're saying that the phone looks excellent or something. I can't remember where it is. This is literally it. This is your USB-C charging port. Okay, look at how thick this thing is. This thing is thicker than my old first iPhone 4 with a multi-piece OtterBox. That is how big this phone is. This thing is massive. And this is without a case. This is a giant brick. They were saying, let's see, only a tiny bit wider and taller than my own Pixel 2. No, this isn't infinitely larger. I mean, the Pixel is slightly larger than the Nexus 5X. This is the Nexus 5X. You can kind of see for scale, that is the same type of charging port. Let me pull that up for scale. Where's that at? Okay, for scale, this is the same type of charging port. It's like 5 times thicker than this Nexus phone. And I've never been a fan that I don't necessarily want the thinnest phones of all, but this thing's huge. So yeah, the Librem 5 phones are coming, so you can all tell me how wrong I was. And you can tell me when you make a phone call from your Librem 5 phone. All right. Hopefully the project takes off. I'm not totally dumping on it. I would love to see it work. I'm really leery of it at this point in time. All right. Amazon is now set to launch a new battery-powered Echo exclusively for India. So I could say that. That would be really bad, though. Let's not say that one. Let's just go, hey, Alexa, order unicorn meat. Confirmed, because we have to. So I include this because this is a little frightening that now we're getting battery-powered Alexa devices. So this means that somebody could, in theory, turn on a battery-powered Alexa device and set it, some hidden spot, and Alexa's listening to you, recording everything without you knowing. So you got to just get into a room if you're unsure. You just say, hey, Alexa, what time is it? And if the cabinet next to you says, the time, Dave, is 7:00 p.m., and you can say, open the door, Hal. He'll say, this conversation can serve no purpose anymore. Then you need to run away from the shelf, because it means that you do have a HAL 9000 operating on battery power, aka an Amazon Alexa, inside of there. So just be aware that battery-powered Amazon devices are coming. No, they're coming. It's the Amazon invasion. All right, this is a fun one here. BMW, when BMW had its, they just released a car with an infotainment system that came with a mandatory $80 a year infotainment system based on CarPlay, which I guess is a device that you control with your Android or your iPhone. So this is great. The infotainment system that is controlled by my phone app. Insane. Yeah, let's just run away. Now, this caused a little bit of criticism, so now they're saying that the CarPlay is going to be included for free now. You don't have to pay for it anymore. And I don't want any infotainment device that relies on an Android or an iPhone app to use. This is the crazy world we're getting to. Oh, I need to have my car with my Android app ready connected. No, please let my car just be a car. I'm happy with that. I'm not really looking forward to needing a new car. Maybe I'll go back and get something from 1986 again that I can repair and, rebuild the body piece by piece. I don't know. So Quint says CarPlay is for iPhones only. I really thought that they had something in here about Android as well. I did read it, and I did read kind of 50-50 one way or the other. There was one line in the article that did say that. I guess they have Android Auto as well as an option, I guess. So you have one or the other, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, it used to cost a mandatory $80 per year or you don't have an infotainment system. Really? A car that I have to keep paying a subscription fee to keep using a basic function like a radio? Welcome to 2019 and 2020 is right around the corner, people. This is exciting stuff. Y'all excited? Because I have a spaceship up there. I'm leaving this planet. I'm going to leave all y'all guys to the rest of it. All right, a Sprint contractor accidentally left thousands of U.S. cell phone bills on the internet by mistake. Whoops. So this contractor was basically, what were they doing? They stored an unprotected cloud server of hundreds of phone bills of AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile subscribers. So how did a contractor for Sprint get all these bills for all these people? Storage bucket of more than 26,000 documents, vast majority of which were phone bills belonging to cell subscribers dating back to 2015. But the bucket was hosted on AWS, was not protected with a password. Oh, we have another S3 colander. That's right. This is not an S3 bucket. This is an S3 colander. It's not known how long the bucket was exposed. The bills contain names, addresses, and phone numbers, and many included call histories were collected as part of an offer to allow cell subscribers to switch to Sprint. So this raises fascinating questions. How did a Sprint contractor who are collecting people to target people to switch to Sprint get access to the cell phone records and bills of people? I'm going to keep reading this article and see, because I did not find this the first time. According to Sprint-branded documents found on the server, the documents explained how the cell giant would pay for the subscribers' early termination fee to break their current cell service contract, a common sales tactic. In some cases, we found other sensitive documents, such as bank statements, a screenshot of a web page that had subscribers' online username, passwords, and account PINs, which in combination could allow access to a customer's account. The UK-based pen company, Fidus Information Security, found the exposed data. Wasn't immediately clear who owned the bucket, of course. Like, what's this bucket of Amazon or Verizon and AT&T and T-Mobile bills doing on this server? This is interesting. And they're all stamped with this Sprint watermark. What's going on here? So, of course, here's full bills. You'll recognize. Oh, that's exciting. After a bit of review of the cache, we found one document said simply test. Then we ran the file through a metadata checker, revealed the name of the person that created the document, and an account executive at Deeroff Communications, the marketing agency tasked with the Sprint. Oh, joy. All right, let's see. Did it actually tell us where these came from? Given the exposed information belonging to Big Four cell giants, we contacted each company. AT&T did not comment. T-Mobile did not respond to a request to comment. Verizon spokesperson said the company was currently reviewing the matter and would have details soon. Of course, TechCrunch is owned by Verizon. Let's see. Not known why the data was exposed. First, let's move beyond the why was the data exposed. Let's move with how'd you get this data? Despite Amazon releasing tools to help combat this, they said this scenario was slightly different to usual. It's tricky to identify the owner of the bucket. Thankfully, the security team at AWS were able to pass a report onto the owner within hours. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. That's exciting. That's exciting. Well, maybe I should use that as my final one. But anyway, Microsoft has more plans for its consumer-focused account. So this is basically a renaming, rebranding, and addition of services for the home-based edition of the Office 365, which now they're turning it into M365 Life or Microsoft 365 Life. Because apparently they want to suck your life out now. We've given up all of our money. We've given up all of our funds. Now they just want to extract our life. Pull it all out, man. Pull it all out. Pull out life. All right. So with this, basically it's just going to be, according to the internal reports here, they're rebranding it Microsoft 365 Life, codenamed Atla. And it's going to contain the basic functions inside of Office 365 Home Edition or Office 365 Family Edition, but it's also going to include a password manager. So Microsoft can now have all of your passwords too, people. Isn't this exciting stuff? Isn't it so awesome that Microsoft is getting all of our passwords too? That's just so important indeed. And so, yeah, so that's their plan coming forward. So they're looking at releasing this in probably the end of Q1 or the beginning of Q2 in 2020. So keep a lookout for Microsoft 365 Life, which is basically going to be the Office, the home or the home or the personal Office 365, plus a password manager and a few other things inside of this. The prices is going to maintain the $100 a year or the for the family, which I think is set up to like 5 or something computers, or the personal for $70 a year. Guys, or you can just switch to Linux and use LibreOffice and a few of the other functions in Linux and not worry about this kind of stuff. That's my thought. Let me know your thoughts to all this in the comments down below. All right. And we do have 2 articles in Sillyville, so stick around for Sillyville. Stick around for Sillyville. All right, let's see what we got. Friends who like to party in my vehicle when I was driving. I put an end to that because I need my license. Yep. People are being conditioned to reject cash. It's too hard to allocate. Banks hate cash. Crypto is on the rise for sure. Yeah. How about I don't know how to add anymore. Oh my Lord. Hand a cashier at certain stores at money. They're like, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what to do. People are being, let's see. I remember something. There was a law proposed here in Brazil where they wanted to ban cash and debit payments. Only credit would be allowed. It would be insane. Wow, that is insanity. Of OCD, so you have to drive according to the signs. You don't stop in the middle of the intersection when the sign says stop walking, right? They do at least finish to the end of the street. Cell phones are microcomputers nowadays. I would love a small PC to carry with me with an Ethernet cable entrance, of course. Yeah. Don't forget about the $1,000 version of Librem. I got it. Is there? Let me check these out. Let me see what our current offerings are. Check out the current offerings. Let's shop now. So they are coming in $700. We have $700. Pre-order. Place your order now and get it in approximately 6 months after other people have placed their orders too. Okay. Jesus, holy beep. Yeah, here it is, the Librem 5 USA. No, I don't want to add it to the cart. I want to view the specs. Lord, no, I'm not buying a $2,000 phone. $2,000 phone. Ah, I'm having a meltdown. Why? Why? Don't, it doesn't make phone calls, people. Meh, meh. Why? Why? Librem 5 USA, the phone that focuses on security and design, made by default with secure supply chain and made in the USA, outfitted with hardware kill switches. So I guess this was... $720 by 1440 screen. We have a 1.5 gig quad core processor, 3 gigs of RAM. Hold on. I want to compare this to the Nexus 5X specs. All right. So Nexus 5X is a 1080p. Librem 5 is a 720p. Processor, let's see, memory, well that's, okay, internal 16 gigs, 2 gigs of RAM, so this is 3 gigs of RAM, so you have a little bit more RAM in that. Processor, where's our processor? I don't know anything about the particular processors. Okay, so we have a hexa-core 4 by 1.4 gigahertz and 2 by 1.8 gigahertz. So we have 6 processing cores running between 1.4 and 1.8. This is a 1.5 at 4. Most of the other stuff's going to be pretty much the same. You do have a micro SD slot. You have an 8 megapixel front pixel camera and a 13 megapixel back. So we have here a 12 megapixel, I guess that's the back. We have a 5 megapixel front. So slightly better cameras. This one here, the Librem 5, which will in theory start shipping Q3 2020, but don't hold your breath about that, being as that they're already over a year late. And currently the phone does not make phone calls. It's going to cost you $1,000, and you can buy a Nexus 5X phone right now that still has security support through Lineage for about $100. Yeah. Wow. I mean, to be fair, you can go back and get a Librem plus a 24-inch monitor for $1,400. Of course, my 27-inch monitor over here cost me $120. So you get a 30-inch monitor and a Librem 5 for $1,700. I don't get it. I don't get it. I would like to see Linux phones too. But I'd actually like to see functional brain cells also working. Wow. Fired because he spoke out. Yeah. My pants down would kiss it by. Yep. Why does Linux eat so much more battery life on laptop than Windows? I don't know. I'm going to be looking at the battery management though. Came back from making a video about a $2,000 Librem 5 they just announced. The only thing they added is it's made in the USA. Phone has a worse build quality than my $200 budget phone. Care much from being thick. What matters to me is under the hood. If it has good stats, I don't care. Yeah, but it doesn't have good stats. That's the problem. Okay, the Nexus 5X is an old phone by standards, and it still competes perfectly fine with that. Must be smoking. Okay, sister loves the iPhone, but she keeps buying a new one after she breaks them. Wow. Made a video on the issues Librem 5 had and got this like bomb. Probably from Reddit. Oh yeah, guaranteed. They tried to do the same to me too. Don't worry about it. Yep. If you want to do another fun one, pizza is going to get you a lot of that. Do something critical of the stupidly, insanely stupid pop up on elementary OS. Like, it's like, dude, I am trying to install LibreOffice and GIMP from your app store, and you're giving me a warning, and you think that's an okay thing? You've lost your ever-loving mind. I don't know. Copy link address. Is this a meme? So Purism just announced a new Librem 5. Oh boy, do I got to play this thing? For the first one's finished, that's the only difference. It's made in the USA. But some parts are still made in China. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I'll have to watch the rest of that later. All right. Fun. $2,000 for see, here's one of the things is that somebody I knew said that the guy is trying to be like Steve Jobs, right? Which his website starts to look like it. $2,000 for fun. At least Apple's somewhat functional. The shelf, no. Oh, the smart shelf. So the Sprint contractor leaked AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, but they didn't leak Sprint bills. Seems your spaceship does not have an infotainment system. Oh, it's just based on Linux and doesn't connect to the internet stuff. It's just all internal. Low level M. We need to start the trend of appliance hacking. I don't want my toaster to be connected to Alexa. We could replace dishwasher computers with Raspberry Pis. There you go. Mean when I say idiots can share your data. I mean, seriously, how did someone do accounting stuff without a password? Forget Hal and Alexa. Let's turn to DEC talk. Hackers can break the pin on, but it's better than no security at all. Yeah. Door can be blasted by a tank or grenade, but at least it makes it harder with a padlock than without it. Yeah. How did the Sprint contractor get billing info for all these other carriers? That's a very good question that I did not see the answer to yet. Microsoft Life, more like life in prison. Yeah, Microsoft Life in prison. There you go. It's our new subscription service, Microsoft Life in prison. What? You can use LibreOffice on Windows for free. Yeah. Sorry, I only have the thing because my family obligates me to have one. Since I do everything in WhatsApp, I try to take them out of this madness, but no success. Yeah. Don't even need to switch to Linux to use LibreOffice. That's right, you don't. Sillyville is your science class. Oh, boy. You just keep all your passwords in an unencrypted Office 365 Word document. That's right. That's all you have to do. Saying who on earth would ever give Microsoft all their passwords? Yeah. Even Notepad docs offer more security than Office does. Keep my life as simple as possible to the point of some people make fun of me, but when they realize the spying, they go, and it's not so crazy. That's right. They're going to realize it. Copy link address. What's pizza sending me? Purism Librem 5. Same Librem, just made in America. With parts from China. Somehow made in USA. I'm going to look at the comments. Somehow made in USA doesn't really sound better than made in China to me. Post-Snowden world, made in America is a bit curious from USP from a privacy perspective. I guess it helps that this is Purism, not a faceless megacorp. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hello, Spin Viking. Greetings. Tom just bought the $999 phone. That's right. I accidentally added it to my cart. More expensive phones than this where I live. Well, yeah. All right, we got to check Apple's phones. All right. Apple.com. Let's compare Librem 5 to Apple. We need to do that, shall we? iPhone. The biggest problem I'm having here is that Apple is not even giving me the prices. It's either $399 with a trade-in or $16 a month. Would you mind giving me... Okay. So iPhone 11 Pro. Is this like the best phone we have now? Is this what we're looking at? So I don't want to watch your keynote. I want to see your specs. Of course, this is Apple. They don't really give you specs, do they? Apple has the worst websites in the history of the world. Sure, they might be fun and with all sorts of neat, curious stuff, but my Lord, I want to see specific information. I don't want your marketing stuff. I want your specs. Of course, like I said, Apple, they don't give you really specs. Pro Max, I guess, might be the big one. All right. So looking at the Pro Max, we have 64 gig capacity up to 512, size and weight. Display. So we have a, is that a 4K resolution? It's certainly bigger than 1080p. It looks like it's probably a 4K resolution-ish. There's two models. Okay, we have camera. We have a 12 pixel. We have optical zoom in it. Video recording, 4K video, 24, 30, or 60 frames per second. We have a 12 megapixel camera. Let's see if there's anything else. I want to see what type of processors in it. Audio playback video, Siri, power and battery. Not seeing much about the internal specs. Let's do this. iPhone 11 Pro Max specs. Let's see if we can find our specs. Okay, 12 megapixel front camera. So this is a 2.6 megahertz processor, hexa-core, so completely blows that away. Storage 64 gig for about half the price. So, you know. Fun stuff. Pit is open. Bread is $5 more. A privacy-centric phone costs $2,000. Yep. Welcome to the end of days. Exactly the same specs. They are truly having a laugh. Even a $500 phone will have more than 3 gigs of RAM. Yep. Yeah, all the prices are going to do is turn people away from the Linux phone. You know, that's why I don't buy System 76 and stuff. Like, okay, a friend of mine sent me a list of computers. He's looking for getting a replacement computer and stuff. Dude, he was like, I didn't know you could do this, but apparently Walmart has really good prices on refurbished computers. We're talking i7 computers for $300 that were really good on specs. I'm looking at this going, maybe I should get a new computer. Like, I mean, there's some with Ryzen 5 chips in them for $300 or $400. I'm like, really? These are really good computers. Looking at them, and they were all Dell and Lenovo's and stuff. And it's just like, I can do that Or I can spend $1,700 on a computer from one of these big Linux manufacturers. And that's what's turning people away. Make of these things cheap and we'll get a lot more people into Linux. Guarantee it. Librem 5 Essential Phone, which started at $499. Oh boy. I don't want to turn this into all that. I want to get through my my next news clip and then we'll see if there's more we got to do. But let's see. We got one more. We have two more articles from Sillyville. Even the Apple monitor stand is cheaper. Oh Lord. Yep. If you got it, you'd frame it and put it on the wall. If it doesn't make phone calls, it's not a phone. Yeah, my phone is half the price in your country. Yeah. So it's a trophy. That's right. Now you too can show how geeky you are. Hello. Oh, you did a video on the elementary pop-up. Did they hate you too? They're still trying to lob abuse at me. It's kind of funny. Why would you get a warning from Elementary OS for installing GIMP in LibreOffice? That's a very good question. But apparently it makes logical sense, and I'm just stupid, and I just hate Elementary because of it, apparently. If you believe the people who've disliked my video on it, but, you know. Anyone know where I can buy a hard drive SSD shredder? No. I always just, a hammer and a screwdriver will do a good job. $2K for a phone? Wow. Yeah. And okay, not only does it exist, but Apple and Android were not the first to do it. Seems at Librem prices, you can use a new Qualcomm 865 with new modems. Yeah. Sprint contractor pulled data from comms network. Any carrier can do it, including the China Telecom. Wow. That's exciting. Made in the USA just means they assembled the parts here. Yep. All the parts were shipped over. I think they need more money to fill the orders they already have. Yeah, absolutely. Which almost makes it like a Ponzi. Parts made in China by a slave laborer who has kidneys harvested to keep the prices low. You coming back soon? It's starting to get scary down here. Apple's plenty. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about Apple. I'm going to do an Apple rant fest tomorrow on the tomorrow's stream. So my biggest question is, okay, if it happens to go into a failed system update, how do you fix it? That's what I just had to do on mine. I just said if I'd spend $2,000 for a phone, she would divorce me and would hit me in the head with a frying pan. You got a good wife there. Talking common sense right there. Those refurb Dell and Lenovo's are okay until you want to upgrade them. They're proprietary. Well, it depends on the kinds you're getting. These were actually, they seemed pretty decent. Well, yeah, there was the Galaxy Fold flop. That was $2,000, but to be fair, I don't think they ever thought that was going anywhere. Tim Cook is watching you. Yeah, probably. All right, let's go to Sillyville, shall we? Let's go to Sillyville. Because this world's getting crazy. Let's just get crazier. All right, in Sillyville, this robot will let you remotely surveil your cat and track its daily step count. You know, I get this health trend of making sure that you cross a certain step threshold. I get that. I understand it. But your cat does not need a daily step threshold. Hey, cat, do you need a daily step threshold? I mean, I know my cat is a little bit chubby. But cat? No. No. So apparently this thing will monitor your cat. It takes an estimate of its number of steps so you can make sure that your cat, too, is getting the proper amount of steps. You can set it for activity. The company says the robot is able to autonomously return to the charging dock when it runs out of battery. Given Ebo is currently raising funds on Kickstarter, so there's a Kickstarter not to support. Usual qualifications and warnings apply. That's right. So, yeah, just because this thing moves does not necessarily mean your cat's going to chase it. If that thing's happened to run through my living room, the cat would run from it. Okay, now, granted, maybe it's motion one way or the other, but I'm sorry, this is just stupid. Welcome to Sillyville. And on to Sillyville 7.7. There's actually a court going on in Georgia. Quint, what is wrong with your state? That they're discussing if the law should be hidden behind a paywall. So, there's the law, right? So you can go online, you can find your law. If you've ever taken a chance to dig through your law, you'll find it's an exercise in stupidity. And the law is kind of there. And with the law being there, let's see if anybody's on Hex Chat there. All right, didn't see anybody. All right, so with the law being there, somebody could get on there. But the problem is Georgia does not have an online version of the law that is not annotated. There's an annotated version, but it slightly differs, and the annotated one is the most up-to-date. So you cannot rely on the non-annotated version, which is the only one available. But the annotations are copyrighted. And maybe this is why we need to say copyright law probably needs to be evaluated again. So, an organization, publicresource.org, is a nonprofit organization that publishes public domain legal materials. It obtained Georgia's official version of the law, known as the Official Code of Georgia Annotated, and published the code on its website. The state of Georgia sued them. Apparently they didn't read the law. Arguing that while the law itself is in the public domain, the accompanying annotations are copyrighted works that can't be published by anyone except for LexisNexis. Georgia won at the trial court level, but Pro won the appeals court, and on Monday, the case reaches the United States Supreme Court. So, the justices were debating, why would we allow the official law to be hidden behind a paywall? Georgia's lawyer countered that the law wasn't hidden behind the paywall, at least not the legally binding parts. LexisNexis offers a free version of Georgia's law without the annotations on the website, but the version is not the official code. LexisNexis Terms of Service explicitly warns users that it might be inaccurate. The company also prohibits users from scraping the site's content. If you want to own the latest version of the official version of the state code, you have to pay LexisNexis hundreds of dollars. And if you want to publish your own copy of Georgia's official code, you can't. What is wrong with our country? This should have landed on the Supreme Court's desk, and they should have looked at it, and they should have sent it back and said, LexisNexis, you are going to be killed if you do not open source the law. Because people cannot obey the law if they cannot read it. And no company should profit off of the law. It's the law. The company needs a colossal beatdown from the courts. Find that company out of business and throw all their executives in jail unless they relent and open it up. And then drop the case and then give this guy back all of his legal funds, well, this organization. Let's go ahead and have a look at Nexus Lexus. Well, let's have a look at their free version. So, we have to agree to something to even read the law from Nexus Lexus. Maintained by LexisNexis, the publisher of the official code of Georgia annotated to provide free public access to the law. It is not intended to replace professional legal consultation or advanced legal research. To report errors regarding the website, please complete the feedback form. Legislative staff of the Georgia General Assembly cannot respond to requests for legal advice or the application of the law to specific facts from anyone except members of the Georgia General Assembly, therefore to understand and protect your legal rights. All right, terms and conditions. Your use of this service is subject to the terms and conditions. That sounds fun. These terms and conditions do not apply to the statutory text and the numbering contained herein. The site, however, of the state of Georgia reserves the right to claim and defend copyright and copyrightable portions of the site. Please indicate your agreement to the terms and conditions. Well, that's exciting. Get all that? 26 points. Let's do a search for some fun words. Well, arbitration's not in it, so that's good. Privacy is in here 8 times. You certify and warn you are your original works to the owner of such works. Wait, what? What is under 4? Okay. Intellectual property rights except as expressly provided in these terms, nothing contained herein shall be construed as conferring to you or any third party any license by right implication is stopped, otherwise blah, 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 blah. Website contains interactive areas which include without limitation any blogs, wikis, bulletin boards, discussion boards, chat rooms, email forums, and question and answers. Features of interactive areas you grant to provider an irrevocable, non-exclusive, royalty-free, perpetual worldwide license to use, authorize the use of, have anyone use on its behalf, ideas expressed with herein, text, graphics, messages, blogs, links, data, information, or other materials that you submit, collectively postings on the website, said licenses without restrictions of any kind and without any payment due for the provider for you or the permission notification for you or any third party. Licenses included the right to make, use, sell, reproduce, publish, modify, adapt, prepare derivative works from, combine with other works, translate, distribute, and display. In other words, yeah, anything you do on our website is ours forever and you can do nothing about it. You certify and warrant that these postings are, 1, your original work, so you can't be posting somebody else's law, I guess. In fact, it even says original works. You can't even post something that's in the public domain, like something a Georgia official has said in the duty of his office, which is public domain information. Apparently, according to the terms and conditions, you are not allowed to post what a politician actually writes. My lands. Privacy. Except with respect to Martindale Hubble Connected, your use of the website is subject to the provider's privacy policy. Look at this. We didn't not even have the privacy policy before. The privacy policy is buried over here. All right, let's have a look at Nexus Lexus privacy policy now. Information we collect, the data you provide. This is exciting. We collect information about you directly for your input, contact details, name, address, email, account credentials, other registration, payment information, data from your organization, data from other sources, social networks. Oh, this is neat. We may also obtain contact details or other information about you from our affiliates and from other third parties, including social networks, when you grant permission to the service to access your data on one or more networks, service providers that help us determine the location in order to customize certain products to your location, businesses with which we offer co-branded services, publicly available sources, and data suppliers from which we have obtained data to validate or supplement information we hold. In other words, they're buying information about you from data collectors. Data from service use, including cookies, okay, how we use it, provide activate information, provide technical, offer you customized content and personalization, respond to your requests, notify you about changes, deliver targeted advertisements, promotional messages and things, provide you, and this is fun, sharing of your information. Yeah, they're going to share it with affiliates and service providers. Grounds for proceeding, data retention. We retain your personal information for as long as necessary to provide the service and fulfill the transactions you've requested, or for other purposes such as comply with our legal obligations, maintaining businesses and financial records, resolving disputes, etc., etc. Okay. That's fun. That's exciting. Let's agree. Why not? So I guess we can come in here and use it, or we can purchase it in print. "54 volumes with an index." Deer in California's. They're not really telling me much about this. All right, view a sample. It says it's in stock, but it's not telling me how much it actually is. This is the worst e-commerce site in the business world. I want to put this in my cart and figure out how much money it is. Let me buy it. It says it's in stock. I'm guessing it's about $100 because that's what other products in this happens to be, but I don't know. That's fun. World's worst e-commerce site. I want to buy your book in 54 volumes that you says is in stock. How do I buy it? How do I buy it? Oh boy. Georgia's gone off the rocker, yo. All right. Tell me the appeal of a foldable smartphone. No. Why not a cat Fitbit? There you go. Kitty, do you want a Fitbit? You want a Fitbit? Do you? He's like, no. Like, dude. It would probably log all 5 steps. I mean, come on, man. Today, I jumped off the bed, walked to the litter box, ate a little food, and jumped back on the bed. It's about my cat's day. He went downstairs when I made a snack for lunch. You know, that was like 30 steps, man. Hey Alexa, give my cat a workout. Confirm. Didn't realize my state was this stupid. You know what? Screw it. Put me on a paywall. Let's make some money. Copyright law. Wow. We need to return to the old days where copyright lasts only 14 years. Yeah. Feel bad. I live in Canada, Toronto, where the cities live. Yeah. Oh, boy. Would the law be technically public domain? That's the thing. In United States, every entity of every government is public domain, period. Which means you are allowed to take a photo or video of a police officer if he's stopping you. You're allowed to do that. Someone will like, you can't do that. No, you can. In fact, if they try and stop you, you can sue them for violating constitutional rights. I wouldn't get into a big fight with them at the scene of a traffic stop or something, but technically in the law. But yeah, literally everything the government does in the functional duties of being a government, everything they do is public domain by definition. And why in the world a law, there's even a debate about suing somebody over law is absolute insanity. You know, it's the claw. The claw. The justice system is run by attorneys. Yeah. Want something quick and clean out and require not too much effort. Yeah. If I was the judge, I'd make the state of Georgia make a regular update site of the unannotated law that is free and open to the public. There you go. Might get in trouble for broadcasting the copyrighted law on YouTube. I might. No, that's the non-annotated version. No more, perhaps an email if you're serious, honest. Yeah. May steal some ideas. Ancient Roman Republic had the entire law engraved in stone and on public display in the forum. Yeah, there you go. How did a company get copyright of the law? By annotating it. Of course. LexisNexis knows nearly as much as people about intelligence agencies. Yeah. Most of my state's leaders are too stupid to understand the Lexis privacy policy. Yep, I'm not surprised. Worked on LexisNexis mainframes. They know everything. Databases about everybody. That's frightening. CEO of this Lexis, whatever he is, should be on the death row. Or just relinquish his claim to copywriting the law. There you go. Like, see, here's the thing. It's one thing to say, I want a copy of that book. So, like, that book might be hundreds of dollars. If it's really 45 volumes, it's going to be expensive. I'm okay with that because it costs a lot of money to print it. No big deal. But making it publicly available, the enforceable version of the law should be publicly available. There's no reason to not. I have a problem with the company making profit for printing a copy of the law, but no one should hold the copyright on the law. That's the problem. Yep. Genuinely scared of visiting the U.S. right now. You're blocking cookies or JavaScript. Why is there no buy link? Maybe. Is the law available free in a library? Honestly, I don't know. You'd think it would be, but that would almost make sense. Two weeks after submitting my state ID, no communication from Facebook, and I remain disabled. Wow. Oh, boy. Well, let's go ahead and feed the kitty, and then we will wrap this guy up. Oh, kitty. Oh, kitty. Oh, kitty, kitty, kitty. Over here, and let's come right over here. It's a cat. I want my mouse pad because I don't want you drooling on my mouse pad again. Oh, we got the paw. Give us the paw one more time, kitty. One more paw. One more paw, buddy. Yeah. All right. There you go. Got your paws. Now cheek your face in there. Get it. Yeah. Is that good? One more for you right here. Ow, 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 ow. Cat, don't step there. Ow, cat, don't step there. Cat's a jerk. Right here, right here. There you go. That's it. All right, so Quint, you have to go to a library in Georgia and tell us if the public library in Georgia actually has the law in it. That's your homework assignment, Quint. Oh, he got his food. He's out of here. He's like, yeah, I got my food. I'm out of here. Suckers. Take a photo of myself with a poster with a 6-digit number to verify myself and come back to upload, or when they disabled it. I'd be like, screw you, Facebook. You can have my account. Make your own cat treats and post the vids on home cooking hacks. Maybe. Yeah, cat, don't step on that thing. Wait for 30 days for it to disappear and verify with friends I'm gone. Yeah. CJ is like, when I sit here, it's soft as soft. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, guys. All right. Well, I think we will wrap this up. Let's see if any friends of Switch to Linux are streaming right now. Anybody about to stream? Okay. No, nobody on my follow list is streaming anyway. I don't see. Let's see if I can scroll down and find anybody streaming at all. Red Pill 78, never heard of them. Safari Live. That'd be a fun one. We all jump into Safari Live. STL raid! People are like, what's going on? Oh, how the universe works. On Google Analytics, 0% of my viewers are female. Oh, boy. Yeah, I can't find anybody to jump over to. So we will catch you guys tomorrow. I think we'll be doing a little bit of ranting on Apple. So we'll catch you then. And I just closed this thing down. All right, guys, we'll catch you later. Thanks for hanging out. And we will catch you guys later.